That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a manga chapter. That was a motherfucking fantastic chapter, fam. Fantastic. At least 90 was. So we're going to be talking about chapters 90 and 91 in this video. Because last week I didn't get to do a chapter 90 chapter. I did 89, but I never got to do 90. So we're going to be doing 90 and 91. Now, both were really good. But 90 might be the best chapter of My Hero Academia ever. Like that it was a good ass chapter, baby. Kept you on the edge of your seat waiting to see what was going to happen. And the payoff was really well done. I can't wait to see that in the anime, even though that probably isn't going to be for like a year. We're not going to get that for like a year, maybe a year and a half in the anime, if it keeps going. But I can't wait to see it, because that is going to be amazing. Fucking amazing. But, yeah. Let's get into this review now. Chapter 90. Started off with All Might pretty much getting his butt kicked. He's not faring too well against All For One, and we know that he's weaker, you know, his condition. We know that. I'm pretty sure All For One has an idea of that. The Villain Alliance, they have an idea for that. But we do know that he is weaker than the last time he fought All For One. It is implied heavily that All For One is actually weaker as well. So they're both in weakened states. So this should be a pretty damn good battle, and it does carry over into the next chapter, of course. But in this chapter, the main event that happened was the rescue of Bakugo, because while All Might and All For One are fighting, All For One tells Tomura that the other villains in the Villain Alliance and Bakugo need to escape while they still can. So they get ready to go, and Midoriya thinks of a plan to save Bakugo without having to fight, because even if the stakes are this high, them being students, they're not allowed to get involved. And that, like, the way they showed that scene in the manga even, still added a lot of emotion to it and tension. I was just like, damn, they can't do anything. But then, of course, Midoriya comes up with a plan. And he's like, okay, I know how we can do this without fighting. And so he pretty much puts him and Ida's ability, to use. With their super speed, his full cowl and Ida's, the boosters that he has. And he also uses, I forgot the fucking guy's name, but the guy that can turn his body into rock, I think? Or is it steel? I know there are two of them. There are two of them just like him, but yeah, he can harden his body, let's say that. He can harden his body. And they use him to break through the wall, and they use full cowl and Ida's boosters to hurry up and jump over there. But they also use Todoroki's ice to create a path so they can jump high in the air, high enough so that the Villain Alliance won't notice them right away, but that Bakugo will notice them and that they can actually reach out to him. So the guy who can harden his body, I hate that I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he reaches out. As Midoriya points out, he's been building a rivalry with Bakugo since the beginning, and that's good storytelling to have that come up. Building the rivalry. Oh my god, I can't say that word. Between Bakugo and Midoriya and Todoroki and that guy with the hardening. Can't remember his fucking name. He's been building a lot of rivals, and the fact that these rivals are the main ones that are actually coming to his rescue now, and the ones that he has to trust to actually save him, is something that not only shows good storytelling on the writer's part, but is also gonna probably come up in Bakugo's subconscious later on, to where he's sitting here letting these people he's supposed to want to beat with no mercy, just flat out destroy them. They're the ones constantly helping him out. I feel like that's gonna come up later. But yeah, whatever. That scene was done perfectly. You know what I'm saying? We get the exposition for Midoriya in his head. And then, you know what I'm saying, we see the guy who can harm himself. He's extending his hand. He's just like, come! You know what I'm saying? He's like, come on! And then Bakugo, he just looks up, he smirks. He's like, alright, I got this. Because, like, the way they portray it, like, Midoriya was like, it's up to Bakugo whether he accepts it or not. So you're thinking, oh, Bakugo is so stubborn, he's not gonna want their help, you know, but he actually accepts it. He actually accepts it, and they actually do get away. Now, going into chapter 91, I'm saying, continues with the Battle of All Might and All for One, what's it called? Gran Torimo, I think that's his name. The guy who pretty much trained Midoriya during the time in which they had to go get mentors, you know what I'm saying, for the summer. He showed up because he was there in the battle, and he finally caught up to All Might, and he helped him out a little bit. But it's mainly All Might versus All for One right now. And this one I need to mention, because in these past few chapters, you really get to see the relationship between All for One and Tomura. Like, they really have pretty much the same relationship that All Might and Midoriya have. And I think that's really leading up to something, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, the Villain Alliance leaves. All for One tells them to leave. Him and All Might are about to have a full-out one-on-one battle. All Might, they pretty much cancel each other out with a Detroit Smash, and All for One, I think, uses the same. But either way, he cancels out his attack. They pretty much break even with their punches. And then All for One starts talking shit about the heroes. And All Might doesn't like that. He's like, nah, forget that. And his his teleportation ability, you know what I'm saying, that he can use to move around and move other people around, it hasn't, you know what I'm saying, regained yet. It hasn't regenerated yet. So All Might gets like a full punch in on his face, like just straight up, boom, and slams him down to the ground. And I forgot what All for One said at the end, but it's something that I can't remember what it was, but it was something that All Might really didn't appreciate too much. He says, hold on. Oh, he says, aren't you getting a little carried away? I heard these lines before, you know, from your previous successor of One for All, the technique that All Might inherited and the one that he passed on to Midoriya. And, you know what I'm saying, that's really building tension between All for One and All Might that was already there, but it's just building it up. And I think the way this is gonna end, I think both of them are gonna die in this battle, because both of them are weakened. Tomura mentions it. He's like, but in that body you can't, and he just trails off. And we know All Might's condition. He says that his time limit is almost up. You know, I think All Might's gonna push beyond his time limit, kind of like he did at USJ, and he's gonna go all out. And I think this is gonna be an all-out battle. And I think what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna cut it down to the last punch, and they're gonna cut that out. And then they're probably going to show Midoriya getting the news that All Might is dead. Like, I honestly think this, because it's been building up for a while, I think this is going to go on to chapter about 95 to 100, right? And I think All Might is going to die at some point during that time, right? From now until about 95, maybe even to 100. I think All Might's going to have his fight with One for All, and I think they're both going to die. And I think that's not only going to weigh on Midoriya, but that's also going to weigh on Tomura, because One for All keeps telling him, you know what I'm saying, you can be stronger, you can get stronger. Like, they really have like this father-son type of bond. And I think that's really leading up to the end, in which Tomura and Midoriya are going to be, you know, they're going to meet. Like, at the very end of everything, the final battle, I think they're gonna meet, and it's gonna be the disciples of All Might and One for All, you know, finally ending the battle, you know what I'm saying, to see who is stronger, who's really stronger. I think that's how it's gonna end, and they're playing it up so perfectly. It's nothing that we haven't seen in anime before, but he's playing it up so perfectly that I just love it. I freaking love it. I think this is gonna be awesome. I think My Hero Academia keeps getting better and better, bruh. Like, it keeps getting better. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Did you like these 2 chapters? If you did, leave a like on the video, because you know what I'm saying, you like the chapter, like the video. If you didn't like it, dislike that. I don't give a fuck. But leave a comment in the comment section down below, discussing anything that I discussed in this video, or anything I left out. But yeah, this has been your boy T-Dub, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.